fucking ever.
Oh, you know what's funny though, Mark, because you've done it. I say something quite bloody obvious like this. Get in a form like this, like a flock of birds. And I say it about 10 times. Nobody moves. When you're standing there, no one does anything you ask them to do. They just sit there, no one. Because they're like, you, start it. Move over here, no one moves. So you have to start screaming, you know. And then people start laughing, which is a bit unfortunate. But we've got a few slackers over here, look, who should know better. I mean, look at this miserable expression. Yeah, we know that guy. He's in trouble.
Is that Aiden? That's Aiden leaving. He was just here.
So Kurt was giving me a bunch of shit when I was.
This is not a single shot, though, is it?
Oh well, no, we took a bunch. But the thing is, we needed a little more height. I was trying to recreate the Gene Martin photo.
But this is all one frame.
Did you Photoshop
No,
it?
this is all one frame.
No,
It's
no.
one shot.
But I wanted to be higher because then, you know, these
You always want
stragglers.
to be higher.
These stragglers. But you see, they're all in focus, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right.
Now that's what's difficult. Get everybody sharp so they don't feel like, oh, I'm soft as shit.
But didn't you bring in like other faces from other part of the series?
No.
No. There was. I think we did quite well with that.
You're thinking of the Joe Siegel Great Shot, Great Day in Chicago poster.
Which is mine. Well,
Well, it was yours.
Mostly mine.
Yeah.
It was Photoshop?
Oh, God.
Well, we didn't even call it Photoshop. Joe just decided that
There was
some people who
before
were in the
Photoshop.
photo shouldn't have
It was
been
cut and
there, and
pasted.
some people who weren't there should be in there. So we simply took other photos, cut out people's faces, and pasted them on. They don't look remotely integrated.
belong.
Oh my God.
And it was the one time
Lighting,
that he put my
shadows are
name on it.
completely.
Well, I will say that the reason to do these photos, you know, and I had an issue with it, and this is why I think I do photography. And we ask why we do these things, these obsessive things. I think it's fear of mortality that leads
Could you
to
talk
taking.
about that for about half
Yeah.
an hour, please?
No, please.
I can tell you.
Does anybody have any questions?
No, it's a good story. No, it's kidding. It's the reason I'm here.
I'm going to say
All right,
something.
we'll talk about mortality on the way over to the
I'm
MC.
going to say
Well,
something.
it'll be like you know, Socratic thing.
Oh, but no, really though. I mean, why do you take? I mean, Marc, you tell me,
Just
you
flip
guys,
it.
Harvey. I mean, why do you take all these bloody photos? Take so many photos, documenting this stuff. I mean, it's
I
like,
just
how much
need one photo. I just need one photo. I needed one photo just now of Mark, but I didn't want an unattractive photo of Mark when he was talking about his picture. That's the only reason I took a bunch of pictures of you.
Okay.
Otherwise, your mouth is open,
So
whatever.
we have
But
stuff
that
from
kind of
Michelle,
thing,
right?
I can't
Oh,
do.
yeah,
one.
We have stuff from Sean.
Okay.
Let's try to do this.
I have a different process than these guys.
Yeah,
Slightly.
I don't think, you
That's
said your
probably not
stuff is
mine.
not on, yeah.
That's probably not mine.
Let's go to
That's
the
not
next
yours?
one and see if that's yours.
Probably not.
Oh.
Is this one yours, the Birthday Bash clip?
I don't know. Let's see.
Looks like it's gonna play.
No.
No. Was this, Adriana did this?
I'm not sure who composed that.
Okay.
There's some of my stuff in it, but that's not mine. Go to Facebook. That's the difference between, the main difference between what I do and what these guys do is mine, because I primarily work for social media, mine is more immediate. A lot of times I'm going live on the platform, the social media platform. So once I start, it's out in the world, and whatever is even if I delete it off the page, while it's recording, there are people who are watching it. So I don't have very much control over what is happening at the time. I try. So I use my cell phone primarily, which these days cell phones are extremely good cameras and video equipment, and a gimbal, which is a stabilizer, to make my video
Is this relevant?
stable.
Which,
That's my page. Why are you on
No,
mine?
go to the Jazz's.
Oh, Jenny.
That's me personally.
Mush jazz, mush jazz.
Click. Right down there.
While we're trying to get to this, I mean, I think that Michael's way of working the group shot also is demonstrable of the relationship building.
Yeah.
And there you're trying to build a relationship
That's-
with these 30
yeah.
people.
I was being really serious actually about that.
Yes.
I know.
It was a very serious. I mean, I was getting deep there, you know. And I wanted to go there, about why you do photography.
Okay, let's see
Yeah.
Michonne's.
That would be an
So-
interesting discussion. if that's
So,
okay.
the challenge is that this is at Navy Pier.
I like the pixelation effect.
Yes.
No, I don't.
This is at Navy Pier, but I do, one thing you can see in this shot is I worked,
That's there, now I'm gonna take my art document and do something, manipulate it or something, or turn it something else?
I do, because I do record, I record video to use for other things. So, hashtag, social media thrives on hashtags. So, we have several hashtags that we use at the Jazz Institute to keep people
I
involved.
know, I hate hashtags, it's so annoying.
Because the thing is, you can't only talk to people when you want something. People don't respond to that.
I only recently realized
I
what they
think
were.
you understand it, you understand what he said as posts, as in post on the media. He was talking about post-production in terms of manipulating the image.
I do, all the time. So I may record 5 minutes of something.
Yeah.
I may cut it down and then make a boomerang or something out of it, which is a quick 6-second video. Or I may just trim it down to a minute and put titles and things around it.
Right.
What I have not and really don't have time to do right now is something that I want to get into is actual editing. And there's equipment that you can buy that will allow you to get multi-shots from the one camera.
You should do some time lapse of Lewis, shouldn't you?
Yeah, the multi-shots from one camera, and you can edit them together and pull
Yeah.
something together from, you just have the one camera and you place a couple of things around and it films
Like
in.
remote cameras.
It's a
So when you, I'm sorry to be dense about this, you said that you could be shooting while you're editing?
No, what I'm doing is, I have shot video and I'm trying to post it because I have people on Facebook clamoring for video.
So at that point, you're not shooting, you're missing whatever else, sure, okay.
I'm missing what else is going on because it's just me. And sometimes I miss really good stuff that would have been really cool to have because I was in the process of posting.
Do you ever just want to post something that says, get your butt down here and see it yourself? Okay.
It's the response I have whenever I post like 3 minutes of something and somebody goes, where's the rest of it?
And you say, well, I got the rest of it right here.
I have a hashtag for you.
That's the response I want to have when someone asks for, or when someone says, are you going to live stream the entire Chicago Jazz Fest, which is free? Now, I can understand if you were somewhere else, like you lived somewhere else, like, the remote whatever. But
Pretty shut-ins.
if you're like literally within an hour of Chicago, you really could just come. It's free. It's not like, and
Yeah.
I'm also pay attention to the fact that if someone is paid, if it's a paid event, I'm not going to stream a whole lot of it.
Okay.
People have actually paid to be
Yeah,
able to see
yeah.
this.
It's stressful, isn't it, video? I mean, I used to do film at the Art Institute, 16mm film, $300 for 6 minutes,
Yeah,
plus then another $300 to process it,
yeah.
But it's stressful, and then the downloading and the
It's a-
backing up.
It's a very
Cost.
immediate thing, and then what can be stressful about it is after you're done, people want it, but they don't, and I'm like, this is a very large thing, where do you want to put it? Well, I don't know, can you just give it to me? No, really, where do you want to put it?
Again, another good answer comes to mind.
Yes, so,
How much do you do Facebook Live?
I do Facebook Live a lot, personally and for the Jazz Institute.
So that you don't have to let them involve in immediate manipulation, correct?
Right.
You're just doing it.
It does the sound compression, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you're in Facebook Live, that's it. Now, what happens is I have started and stopped. I have started Facebook Live, and it looks like that looks perfectly clear on my phone.
5 minutes.
And I'm looking at the comments, and somebody says, I can't see, it's pixelated. I can't, it's fuzzy, I can't see. Fuzzy is the term most people use. It's fuzzy, I
The
can't see.
transfer rate, all those.
Right, I immediately stop, delete it, and go try to figure out where I can be that I can actually get good video. But for me, I can't tell because I'm looking at it and it looks perfectly clear to me. But by the time it gets uploaded to Facebook or go through the Wi-Fi and get up, it's a complete garbage. So I have to stop, delete, start again. Or someone is trying to direct me while I'm, go back to that person or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. People like to also ask questions while you're Facebook live, and I'm like, I can't.
I'm sorry to get back to me. I just wanted to say that my fantasies of being in the military is the reason why I'm actually into photography. Because I couldn't buy a
That is bad.
high-powered rifle because I didn't.
Oh, but you can now that you live in America.
I didn't pass the background checks. But I once did paintball with my kid. I have no interest in paintball, I'm really into colours. And I found out that, of course, being a photographer, I'm a sniper. I killed all the parents and all the kids. And I thought, wow, I just never thought about that. And I was doing the festivals.
We're gonna get you an intervention.
Well, I was
I'm
doing
a
the
little
festivals.
concerned right now.
I was doing the festivals this summer, and of course you've got this kind of flak jacket on, the kind of paramilitary, and everyone's got a bit of a sense of, well, I've got a weapon here, and I'm going into the special area that normal people can't go. And there's this kind of quasi-military parallel. I'll stop there.
Okay, well, I think, Louis, have you ever thought about using paintballs to paint with?
I have, I remember Gallagher, the
Yeah?
guy with the watermelons.
Yeah.
I have thought about, like, as the more I do this, the more like, how can I not repeat myself and do something new? I painted on plexiglass, talking about that Picasso thing. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do, like, just have like, all right, everybody gets a slicker, everybody's sitting in the front row. Not really, but that's not. I'm always trying to think of, like, what did I not do before? You know, how can I up myself? I'm trying to do that with the Jazz Occurrence programming, you know, if I can. I think,
Any kind of fluxus thing, where you kind of roll the musicians in the paint, you know, that kind of like music.
Lewis, there is a certain performance,
kids do that.
It's
you know.
very performative.
there's a very performative aspect to what you do.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how
right.
how much does that influence your final product?
The
Not that you.
somebody has to sort of make it happen in some ways.
Well, it's also like Christo. I always think of you working like, you've got all these challenges to leap in order to get this thing organized, it seems like.
Right, but that's beforehand, and that's sort
Yeah.
of like you work on this programming. And somehow it's going to be sort of like a glass onion thing, which is going to be maybe I'll be working on a big canvas and projecting on that canvas a previously done work of mine, so like a live painting thing. So a live painting projected on a canvas, and Ron, I've talked about before about this is going back like probably like 6 years or something. He said, I'm going to be right there, seeing what I'm doing. I'm going to be seeing what he's doing, and the audience is going to sort of be a part of that. You know, in terms of like the abstract air, it's going to be all in there. But it's also going to be very, very real.
So you're going to split one, like do like Jean-Michel Basquiat and the aforementioned Andy Warhol.
So,
Combine it, every outfit you are.
so Michonne's work is very much about getting out to the audience immediately. And Louis, your work, like what I've seen, the audience is right in the middle of things oftentimes, where their focus is maybe on you and maybe on the musicians. You don't guide their focus, but like the one out in Aurora, where people were encouraged to paint also, and
Right, we did that again last Friday.
yeah.
So yeah, there was like an inner chamber room of the gallery, and people were invited to, the whole place was covered floor and ceiling to a certain point with paper. And so kids were just like doing their thing. And I like it to sort of be, this is just a regular thing, you know, it's.
So, getting back to the hat, why do you do it? Why and that? Why does Louis do this
It's
with
the rush,
such,
it's the rush.
such energy?
Don't you get a rush, like the live?
How many
feed
do
stuff?
you sell? Percentage? I mean, you can't tell. But you're
More
doing
and more,
it.
that's part of the hustle is, the reason I get to do this is because, and the reason my wife says, yes, you can go play with your friends, is because
Well,
the
but-
hustle is selling the artwork. And
Yeah.
But then too, the access, sometimes the access that you're given allows you to experience the music. I'm kind of like Marc in this way. I don't sit at home and listen to jazz. I like jazz music. I found jazz music because of the small intimacy of you being right there with the person and the creating and the energy it's not an intimate experience. there are some other, artists that, some other type like neo soul, some other genres that kind of do that too, and I do gravitate to those as well. But for me, it's the experience of the jazz, and the experience of the music being right there, and being able to document it or being recognized as a documenter, sort of sometimes get you at. I mean, I get to go to the front of the line. I get to sit in front of the stage or on the side of the stage, or I get to go backstage and talk to people who, make me feel good. So sometimes that part of it is why you want to do it, or the reason why you would do it even if you didn't get paid for it.
I would have to say, I'm pretty sure I picked up a camera and started shooting jazz because it gave me permission to be right next to the stage and as
Okay.
close to the music as possible.
I just got a quote here that I read yesterday. I think it may be from Jason Moran, I'm not sure. It says, the reasons for being an artist is complex. We are out of balance. The reason you become an artist is because you're out of balance. An artist obsesses in ways normal people don't. That was kind of interesting. Yeah.
Sort of.
You're crazy.
I know a lot of normal obsessives. I'm not obsessive.
I mean, I have scrapped video because somebody's shirt was buttoned incorrectly. So I am, sometimes I'm a bit obsessive, and I just want, attention to people as well, or bringing attention to my friends and getting them out into the world.
But it's a jazz thing.
Do I like
It's
that
jazz.
too?
It's the jazz disease.
It's not just jazz, any kind of, my original motivation, I started photographing folk music and rock and roll and whatever. It was pretty clear early on that I wasn't gonna be a musician, but I wanted to be part of that, and I wanted to interact with it, and I wanted to respond to it, and also.
I just think there are some parallels, is what I'm saying, with the compulsions that people have.
Yeah.
But we
Jazz is a very detailed
Do you think you get to improvise
Yeah.
as photographers? Even if, maybe if they're not, like say it's a rock show, we're definitely jazz, let's come on.
Well, we discussed
I
this
enjoy that a lot, I get to improvise every time.
And this is similar to the writers too, I think, that we want to be close to the music somehow. We have something that draws us to it and that we think we can contribute and add to the
In
whole
the same way,
ecosystem.
bringing people to the public who you feel deserve attention,
Yeah.
like you're talking
But
about.
I think with
This
Lauren,
cool
example.
thing going on, and there are 4 people here. What?
I mean, you wanted to do this so you could get to the head of the line? Well, every writer I know started writing because they could get free records.
What's
Downbeat. When I started The Reader, if you wrote a record review, you got to keep the record. That was the payment.
Yeah. Right.
But you're with David. No, I used to look at Marc's photos, and I used to read your copy, and this was fantastic stuff to come to Chicago.
He wanted to be like us.
I just wanted to be out of you
No,
guys.
he didn't mention you.
No, I-
Me and Mark.
Yeah, I mean, all the reasons you stated, I have, but there's one big one that I haven't heard yet, which is that we are keepers of memory,
Yeah.
and we are extraordinarily important. And particularly if you look how memories have been kept in the past and things that we've forgotten, one of the things that we do, both as writers and as photographers, is to create this memory set, which we hope is integral, it's true, and it can be used at other times for people to see what things were like. Because in this time where jazz is among the exploited, in the past in particular, sort of there's been cultural exploitation through music for years, where people who are originators of music or of arts don't get the rewards of having been of that I see my role as a part of, let's try to keep this record straight. Let's make sure that we create a landscape where people are aware, so that they can't, as I did in the group growing up in the 60s, dancing to music sung by white guys, which in fact was all entirely black music, right, that I didn't know that in my town, right? And so I think there's a whole memory thing that is extraordinarily important for the whole journalism in general. So I just wanted to say that.
And I think that has to do with what Michael was saying about mortality, and I think that that's a great place to end today. Thank you so much, Louis Achenbach, Michael Jackson, Michonne Hardy, Lauren Deutsch, Marc PoKempner. Thank you all for coming and being patient and being interested in this. Neil Tesser, for
Everybody else.
Michael
Yeah,
Nurpass.
for
Thank you very much.
Quick group photo.
Really good day. We appreciate it. And if you want to go to the Museum of Contemporary Art to hear Isaiah Collier, that's next.
Yeah.
This is beneath you for a group photo.
It's not, let him get a group
No,
photo.
don't even bother.
Post it about Isaiah,
I'll get some students from outside.
Yeah.
Isaiah Collier and.
We've got to do something, because it's the first annual, isn't it?
Yeah, first.
You got to sexy.
Annual remains to be seen.
So it's like,
Hold
If we do it next to the mirror, we'll get twice as many.